We're looking here at the Renault Morphoz. This is our vision on electric mobility of the future without restrictions. Why do I say without restrictions? Because this car can adapt itself to the need of a modern family. When you are in an urban environment, the car is compact, has 40 kilowatts of batteries, but if you want to go on a travel, the car can extend itself, the front end becomes longer, you can add a new package of batteries to go longer from 400 kilometers to 700 kilometers. The rear becomes longer to add more storage space and to make the car more aerodynamic. Then when you go inside, the car opens up. It's a great living space. It's a place where you can enjoy driving, but where you also can enjoy a shared environment. The interior opens up. You have a living screen on the inside of the dashboard that actually comes out and gives you all the information that you need through artificial intelligence. And in the end, once the screen is displayed, the car can extend itself inside the interior to give you more place, more space to enjoy each other's company or to travel. And the seats in the interior can also change configuration. In fact, they can offer you a driving architecture where you actually sit facing forwards, but the seats can also change to give you a more shared and more familial inspiration. So all in all, Renault Morphoz, the concept is in its name. It changes, it adapts itself to a modern society, to a modern family, and to give you just what you need when you need it. It's actually two cars in one. Renault Morphoz is also very interesting in terms of the usage of the batteries. Normally, an electric car keeps the batteries inside, but because Renault Morphoz can actually exchange the batteries to a platform where it can stock energy, we can reuse this stockage of energy and use it to element other types of activities. For instance, it is connected to very green energy that feed the platform and recharge the batteries. These batteries, at their turn, they can feed also additional electric mobility like scooters or bicycles, or they can even be connected through a smart grid in a city to a home. And then you can get bidirectional charging, so the storage of this energy becomes very useful. So Renault Morphoz is not only an electric vehicle, it's also connected to a complete ecosystem of a city, of a neighborhood, of a community, and therefore becomes the perfect mobility vehicle and the perfect vision for electric mobility in the future.
So as you know, in 2017, we said we would double our number of EV lineup, going from 4 to 8. So what was very important is the objective is to cover more segment, more usage in Europe. Back in 2017, we were covering about 30% of the market. Intention is by 2022 to cover up to 80% of the usage. So to do that, first we completely renew our iconic car, the Renault Zoe last year. So with a completely new Zoe, as you know, driving range up to 395 kilometers, completely changed interior, new battery capacity, new charging capabilities. But we always say that if you want to cover more segment, there is room to go below Zoe and to go above Zoe. So here we go. We have announced that this year we are going to introduce a Twingo ZE. This is the very first element. It's going to be obviously below Zoe because people do not need necessarily 395 kilometers. And obviously today, which is Morphoz. Morphoz is featuring the completely new EV dedicated platform we are building within the Alliance, CMF EV, in which we are going to have two applications for Renault above Zoe to cover more segment. Why? Simply because the people using Zoe are telling us, now we know in the 10 years, your cars are safe, they are durable, they are pleasant to drive. Now I want to drive more, I want to use more my EVs, but I need more room. And here is the benefit of the CMF platform. Flat floor, very compressed engine bay, huge roominess inside the cabin, huge flexibility, autonomous drive compatible obviously, on Morphoz feature capability to have two different sizes of car with two different wheelbase, two different battery packaging, compact one, large one, in order to cover more segments in the futures. What is more important as well in Morphoz is once again the reaffirmation that our EVs are connected with their specific EV ecosystem. It's a unique opportunity for us to have our cars well integrated through a capability to go for what we call V2G. So it means capability to get electricity from the grid to the battery and back. And this is very important because it can reduce CO2 emission, it can reduce the load on the grid, especially in peak hours. On top of that, we are working, as you know very well, on reusing our batteries in the concept of what we call circular economy, which is even before recycling our batteries. Today, our current batteries, they last easily 10 years in the battery as a car battery life. But in 10 years, the shell, which is all around the battery, will be used. So we are going to recycle it, but we can take the battery back and for another 10 years, use them as a stationary storage of electricity. We have made the experiment in Porto Saito Island in Madeira Archipelago. And doing the study using our second battery life of Kangoo ZE, our Zoe's renewable electricity and vehicle-to-grid application through a study based by our finding on the ground with WWF France, we know for sure that in 12 years we can transform an island which is highly dependent on fossil fuel to heat the houses, to power the cars, to generate electricity into a fossil fuel-free island with no import of fuel and only using renewable to power cars and generate electricity for light or heating system. In 12 years, not for great-grandchildren, not for 100 years down the road, in less than 12 years it can be done. So the power of getting our EVs integrated in the ecosystem is huge and potential is numberless.